All right, hey, it's a new segment we're starting here on Redacted, and I'm very excited about it. It's called Flashback, covering an important geopolitical story that didn't get much coverage at the time, but certainly deserves to. So in tonight's Flashback, the beautiful country of Portugal, amazing country, the most amazing people in the world, they tell America to go shove it when it tries to tell them what to do about China. So we'll get to that part of the story in a second. But first, the reason this story has relevance today, in part because Brazil is saying something very similar to the United States about Ukraine and its relationship with China and all of this. You see a common theme here. Like, hey, what we're doing with China is none of your damn business, United States. So the two largest Portuguese-speaking countries in the world telling the United States, stop telling us what to do about China. We've been around a lot longer than you have. And just because you bully the rest of the world doesn't mean we don't get to invest with our own interests here. Make our own minds up. We're smart people here in Portugal. We can figure it out. Go back over there. Go back and fix your own cities, like Chicago and San Francisco. Go back and fix your own country right now, which, by the way, is crumbling. Stop telling us how to interact with China. This week, Brazilian President Lula Da Silva was asked about ending the war in Ukraine. He said that the U.S. created this war. They have no interest in stopping it, of course, and China plays an important role in trying to end it. How did that sit with the Biden administration? Let's watch this amazing moment.
É preciso ter paciência para conversar com o presidente da Rússia, é preciso ter paciência para conversar com o presidente da Ucrânia, mas é preciso, sobretudo, convencer os países que estão fornecendo armas, incentivando a guerra, a pararem. Eu acho que a China tem um papel muito importante, eu continuo reiterando que a China possivelmente seja o papel mais importante. Agora, outro país importante é os Estados Unidos, ou seja, é preciso que os Estados Unidos pare de incentivar a guerra e comece a falar em paz. É preciso que a União Europeia comece a falar em paz, para a gente poder convencer o Putin e o Zelensky de que a paz interessa a todo mundo e a guerra só está interessando, por enquanto, aos dois.
Isn't that great? What's amazing, too, is that...
Man, I wish... Go ahead. I wish he wouldn't do stuff like that, because now I can't tell if the U.S. likes him or not. Do we like him? Do we not like him? I thought we really liked him, and now we don't like him.
We liked him. You weren't supposed to say that.
Yeah, we invited him to the White House, right? I mean, Biden, kissing him up and down after he won. So the White House then lashed out at Lula da Silva over these comments. And I love this too. And they called him, it's amazing, calling da Silva misguided. You know it's bad when the dementia patient running the White House calls another leader misguided. Here's John Kirby saying this, and I'll read it. Brazilian President Lula da Silva is parroting Russian and Chinese propaganda, John Kirby says. He says the U.S. needs to stop, Da Silva said the U.S. needs to stop encouraging and start talking about peace. The European Union needs to start talking about peace. So Kirby says, well, in this case, Brazil is parroting Russia and Chinese propaganda without at all looking at the facts. It's misguided. What exactly did he say that was misguided? Can anyone in the comments let me know what he just said that was misguided? The U.S. is
point out where we know that.
Go ahead.
We know that John Kirby's word is truth. John Kirby's word is truth because he's told you, and so if he's saying it, then that automatically means they're parroting the propaganda, right? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
well, it wasn't Kirby that said that; it was that other dude. But yeah, same world. But yeah, I mean, it's like show us where you're talking about peace. Then show us how he's wrong instead of just saying he's wrong. Prove it.
Right.
Yeah.
Where has the United States been encouraging peace talks?
No, in fact, when China was headed to Russia, the President Xi Jinping, the United States said, we do not want peace right now. They literally said that. So what Lula da Silva said was they don't speak about peace. No falar de paz. That they just don't say those words. They have no sentences about it, and neither does the European Union. And so, yeah, you can, if you are going to talk about peace, let's do that.
Yeah.
Those are the facts.
Exactly. So there's nothing he said there. The United States is encouraging the war, right? Which is to have, because it's not about Ukraine and Russia. I mean, he's actively saying number one is the United States on this list. And you also have Emmanuel Macron. You have other leaders now saying the exact same thing. So the cat is out of the bag here. Everyone knows the United States is the provocateur of this entire thing. Everyone with a brain understands that. So again, that's why the United States is upset about this. So can China broker peace here? I mean, that's what Emmanuel Macron went to China to solicit, and it appears that, and he said the very same thing. So, and then the White House slammed Macron, basically saying, well, that's, he's out of step with the rest of the European
Union. I thought we were
Union.
Friends. Yeah, all of these people.
So it's pretty funny. So that's Brazil. But of course, in Portugal, that statement, what Da Silva said, was plastered all over Brazilian press. Because the Portuguese people, they can't stand the propaganda. So I don't know how there's new CNN Portugal that's rolled out over the past couple of years, and it's total propaganda. And it's awful, really, really bad. It's even worse than American propaganda, CNN. And one thing about the Portuguese people that we've learned is there'll be all sorts of signs down with propaganda, down with propaganda. I don't recall ever driving through the United States seeing signs condemning propaganda. Ever. Yes. I don't ever see that. So when they see these videos of Da Silva have been playing around and the people are gathered on TVs watching this, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy in support of this. So flashback to what happened in Portugal just a short time ago, when Portugal told the United States, hey, we make the rules, butt out, United States. Here was the story. This is the Reuters story at the time. Portuguese leaders have criticized U.S. Ambassador George Glass after he said they must choose between the United States and China or risk the consequences. So George Glass telling Portugal, and he's living here as the ambassador in their country, you must choose between the United States or China or face the consequences. Or what? Hey, wait a minute. We're Portugal. You mean the land in the Azores that we gave you to build a military base reluctantly? We didn't want to do it. We did it because you basically forced us to at the hand of NATO. What consequences? What consequences? Could we take that land back, or would the United States take over the Azores? I mean, this is the Azores, one of the most strategic points in the world.
The United States did consider taking over the Azores, and that was one of the reasons that Salazar felt like he had to tread so lightly with the United States during World War II, because if you recall, Salazar was one of very few leaders that was able to maintain peace during World War II. He kept his country completely. People think it was only Switzerland. It wasn't. Portugal also maintained neutrality, but he agonized over whether or not the United States would just flat out take the Azores because of the military, because it could act as a great aircraft carrier for launching into Russia.
Right.
To Europe.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, now Russia and wherever else we want to, wherever else the United States wants to use.
Well, we've got closer ones to that. But if you recall, this article came out towards the end of the Trump administration. George Glass was the Trump appointed ambassador. And when this came out, it was sort of sensationalized because at the time in the embassy, there was a bust or something of Trump. And the Espresso newspaper that published this had a picture of Ambassador Glass and this maybe not attractive bust of Trump's head. And it ran with the story as if this was sort of Trump bloviating. And they were able to sort of write it off at the time as this is just Trump being crazy, telling us that, Portugal shouldn't over-align itself with China. But now the Biden administration has doubled down on that and continues to push even harder. So it wasn't necessarily Trump. It was a United States position from further inside the establishment than Trump to undermine Chinese investment in important allied countries.
Yeah.
And I don't mean allied countries as in, you know what I mean?
Right. So again, there's just a common theme here, whether it's George Glass or these other guys and Lula da Silva like this theme among these Portuguese-speaking countries right now, and just say, hey, United States, keep your neck out of our business with how we relate to China right now and pushing for peace in Ukraine, or how we do business deals with them right now. But the U.S. still threatening like security and defense issues with Portugal over this. Like, this is at the heart of it, right? It's like, well, what are the consequences are we talking about? Like, or else. Like, be careful how you relate to China.
But it's very condescending because they're pointing out all of the utility companies and all of the telecommunications that have Chinese interests and saying, you didn't think this through. You don't know what you're doing. The Portuguese are very good at bureaucracy. They love it. They know exactly who is invested where. There's a saying here, falta papel, like there is everything documented. And so it's not like they haven't thought this through. It's very condescending to say you haven't thought about this.
Right. Yeah. If it's one thing that they do, they take their time and figure things out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, David.
What's frustrating is like our infrastructure as far as internet and 5G and all that stuff, it's on a Huawei backbone, and there's no United States company that makes any of that stuff. It all comes from China. So if we do something radical to China and they stop providing us with the backbone of our internet, the backbone of our cellular service, like we're screwed.
Yeah. Yes, but it does go both ways because a lot of their internet comes through our servers as well. So Edward Snowden makes
true, but I think they'd be better off than we would be if we lost their technology versus them losing ours.
Yes.
I feel.
Yeah, that's probably quantifiable, but I'm not comfortable saying.
Well, it also really comes down to rare earth metals too, and we don't have any. And
we have a lot of them. We don't mine them. We have too many lawsuits.
Right, that's what I mean.
Preventing the mining of them. Yeah. Yep.
So let us know your thoughts on this. Let us know your thoughts on this. And someone said in the chat, all of the news channels in Portugal are propaganda. Well, I mean, that's the same with mainstream media. If you have any mainstream media, I'm just pointing out the new CNN that just rolled out recently is just awful. It's like shovel.
I don't enjoy it.
No, it's really bad. So, but anyway. So that's our thoughts. Leave us a comment on that in the chat below. Thank you so much for watching this segment here at Redacted. We are live every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, trying to share the stories that the mainstream media will not cover. You should also come over and join our community of Redacted Rebels over at redacted.inc. That's our private locals community where we can share exclusive content that we simply cannot share here on YouTube. Come over and join the rebellion together right now by going to redacted.inc. We'll see you next time.